Hello. Oh my gosh. Welcome, 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 Your Majesty. How are you doing? I am so happy that you are here. Welcome, finally, to the Royal Reset podcast. I have been trying to get this started for months. For months, Queen. Can you understand me? When I say for months, oh my gosh, I'm not even going, we're here. We're here. How are you? How are you doing? No, I'm actually asking you, how are you doing, Queen? Queen, mm, I'm, I hear you. I'm just glad you're here, right? We're here. We're getting things done. We're doing the damn thing. We're running our queendoms, being bosses like we are. Yes, yes. Well, let's hop right into it. This is the Royal Reset podcast. It is something new that I've created for the 4B Queendom. Shout out to the Queendom on TikTok, on Instagram, and we're just now switching to the tubes of you. However, I'm filming this on TikTok live. But yeah, we're out here getting it done anywhere that we can. This podcast is just for you. I hope that when you watch this every Sunday that you just set me up on your desk somewhere while you're doing your Sunday chores, your Sunday reset, your Sunday self-care, or while you're just chilling on Sunday, and we can just have a conversation about how our week has gone and what our goals are for the next week. And maybe you'll allow me to hype you up and inspire and motivate you to step into this next week as the queen that you absolutely are. So welcome. Okay, so around this part of the podcast, I would run right into positive news. And really, the positive news is that we're here. Let me tell you, I tried to set this up and get this going the first week of Black History Month. It is April. Yeah. I have been struggling with finding the space to film and edit and still download and then upload. And so, you know what? I'm doing a real roundabout way of doing this right now. I'm filming on TikTok Live, and then I'm going to download that and then edit that. And then I'm going to delete the original and then download that. And then hopefully I can upload that. And then, like, hopefully this works. If you're seeing this now, that's the positive news. It worked and we got it together. And hopefully, as we go on, I can find a more streamlined way of getting this done and getting this out to you, because I've been wanting to do this for so long. I've been wanting to chat with you, Queen, for so long. I am so happy we're finally here. Okay, so that's our positive news for this week, that we're here. Hey, Queen, you're looking good. You're looking gorgeous. I see you, Your Majesty. Slay. I know. Thank you. Thank you. I know I look good too. I know. No, you see that glitter lip kit shining? Okay. Okay. It's been so long since I filmed something. I am happy to be in front of the camera again. Anyways, if you're coming from TikTok, you know I ain't posted on the ticks and the talks and wait a minute. Anywho, what is entertaining me this week? I have not read not one book this week. I have not watched not one TV show. Have not seen not one movie. Why? Because I started 75 hard this week. I started on Monday. Today is day 7. And my life has been consumed with ticking the boxes on my 75 hard app. If you do not know, 75 hard is a mental health challenge. Goes for 75 days. Each day you need to, 1, work out twice a day, 45 minutes each workout. 1, must be outside. 2, drink a gallon of water a day. 3, find a diet, follow that diet, stick to that diet, no cheat days, no alcohol. 4, take a progress photo every single day. And 5 read 10 pages of a non-fiction self-help book. So I started that on Monday, and realized real quick that I was severely dehydrated. And so Monday and Tuesday were rough, but I'm making it, you know. It's 4 o'clock in the morning right now where I'm at, so you know, I'm getting it in when I can. I do work a full-time job as an executive assistant. So what I've been doing is waking up at 2 a.m. to do my first workout, then going home, reading and doing a progress photo and meditating and journaling, and then doing my second workout at 5 a.m. so that I can get to work and do those things. So I have been spending my lunch breaks sleeping, taking nice fat naps. And then the time that it takes to get to and from work, I'm also sleeping. So again, and when I get home, I'm going right to sleep. So there's been no time to watch anything or listen to anything. But hopefully that changes next week as I get into this routine for the next 75 days. And let's not even talk about what I'm going to do when Cowboy Carter tour comes around, because I'm going to all 5 of the LA shows. And I still don't know how I'm going to fit that and 75 hard into the same. Let's not talk about it. Let's move on. Okay, girl. Let's move on. What has been entertaining you this week? Tell me, Queen. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I'm gonna need to check that out. Okay, let me put that in my list and look that up. Alrighty. Well, I know, again, I've been trying to get this sitting down and chatting like this every week going for a minute, but I'm still going to go with my original plan of talking about Mufasa first, because that's just, ugh, it was so good. It was so good. So first, let me introduce this part of our conversation, shall I? I go to a church called Eastside Christian Church here in Southern California. And they do this series every year called At the Movies, where they'll show a movie and they'll tie it back to the Bible and important lessons that we can learn from that movie through the Bible, etc. And I thought that was really interesting. And I'm such a pop culture nerd. I'm such a movie nerd. I'm such a TV show person. Last year I read 115 books. I read like crazy. So I thought, why not do that? But it doesn't have to be biblical. It can just be me hyping you up and showing you, teaching you lessons through some of our favorite movies, TV shows, and books. I mean, that's why I started reading and watching TV. I grew up homeless, and so when I would watch TV and read books, it would inspire me and motivate me through the hard times. And my purpose is to help you reach past your struggles for your goals and dreams so that you could slay like the queen that you are. And so what better way than to use what has helped me? Ah, genius, right? Genius. I did that. I wanted to talk about it at the beginning of February, but we're just gonna start right here. And we're gonna talk about Mufasa. Now, Queen, tell me, have you seen Mufasa? Because if you have not, spoiler alert. Have you seen Mufasa? Okay. So, it was such a good movie. My favorite movie of all time is The Lion King. So watching Mufasa in theaters was an absolute and it was so good. And I think there's so many powerful lessons that we can take from the story. But today I want to talk about just two. Now, of course, let's do a little quick recap on what the movie is about, Mufasa is a prequel to The Lion King. Okay? And it gives us the story of how Mufasa became the king of Pride Rock. Now, we're going to get into the story. So again, if you haven't seen it, Queen, what is wrong with you? I'm joking. We're going to get into the story. It's been out in theaters. It's like, it came out in November. It's April. If you haven't seen it yet, download that Disney Plus, girl. Download that Disney Plus and get it happen, because you need to watch this movie. Okay, let's move on. This movie starts off with Mufasa traveling with his mother and his father to Pride Rock. Okay, I'm not going to give you the actual name. One, because I do not remember it, and two, you'll have to find out when you watch the movie. But there's a name that they have for Pride Rock. Pride Rock is almost like an urban legend. Like, is it real? Is it really real? Or is it just something that lions have made up in their head throughout time? But Mufasa and his family make it to Pride Rock. That's the beginning of the movie. But then ish goes down. One thing leads to another. And Mufasa ends up separated from both his mother and his father. And is his father alive? Yeah, they did a Lion King on us. We don't know, because we never see him again. We do, he ends up getting separated from his parents. And I mean, separated as in his parents are at Pride Rock the last time he saw them. And he's like 20, 30 miles away down the river. Doesn't know how to get back, because at this moment in time, he's just this baby little cub, just like Simba was when Mufasa. Oh, anyways, moving along. So he meets this other adorable, cute little ramskull of a cub named Taka. He ends up in a whole new area where there's a whole new kingdom. Don't even know, did they even tell us the name of this kingdom? Nah, because homeboy, the king is just so lazy. So lazy. Did he even come up with a name for his pride and where they live? Because my man spends his time all day, every day, sleeping, yelling at his son, and making Mufasa feel like crap. Really, really, that's really what it is. So Mufasa meets Taka. Taka introduced Mufasa to his mother and asks if Mufasa can stay with him and them. And it was sort of like the conversation that Tarzan's mom had with his adoptive dad. Let's just call him an adoptive dad. This lion did not want Mufasa in his pride. He kept calling him an outsider, said outsiders were dangerous. Are you catching where I'm going? Said outsiders were dangerous, that they were rude and greedy and nasty and didn't belong in his pride. But of course, the female lions are um, they like to call it the king of the jungle, but really it's the queen of the jungle. And this is why we're starting with Mufasa. Clock it. But she convinces him to let Mufasa stay. However, his caveat is Mufasa can stay in the pride, but he can only stay with the female lions. He can't stay with Taka, him, and the male lions. And again, what are Taka, and the male lions doing? Sleeping all day. That's it. So Mufasa stays, and he grows up in this pride, hanging out with Taka. They become close, almost like brothers. And he's relegated to the females area with the female lions. But see, here's the thing. Taka's father, the king, underestimated Mufasa because he was an outsider and tried his best to knock Mufasa down a peg and make him feel like dirt by making him sleep and hang out and live with the female lions. But Mufasa, on the other hand, flipped that into a positive, because not only do female lions do all the hunting for the prides, they also take care of the cubs. They also take care of the male lions. So while the male lions are sitting there sleeping all day, chilling on the trees and outside the trees and just doing absolutely nothing with their lives, Mufasa is here with the female lions, learning what it means to actually run a pride. Clock it. Clock in. So shit happens. The big bad of Mufasa is Kiros. And he is this white lion who is taking over prides all in this area that all these lions live in, the savannah, the African savannah. And he's coming for Taka's pride. Now, remind you, Taka is a prince, right? He is supposed to be the next king when his father hands him the throne. However, when Kiros rolls up, it happens, and Taka and Mufasa find themselves all alone outside of their home that they've known ever since Taka, since he was a kid, Mufasa since he got there. And now they're making their way to Pride Rock. Again, does it exist? We don't know. We're just on this journey. Now, the thing is, we had multiple conversations between Mufasa and Taka's mother, where Taka's mother kept trying to tell him that he needs to go back to Pride Rock and find his mother and find his father. And he was too afraid to do that. He was too scared to do that. He almost looked up to Taka's mother as his own mother and didn't want to lose her and his brother, Taka. So he was very comfortable in this new pride. And although he missed his mother and father, he was more comfortable with staying in this new pride where he was being mistreated than going to he was more comfortable being in this new pride where he was being mistreated than going to find his mother and father, which would have been way more uncomfortable. And would he find them? He didn't know. But when Kiros comes to town, takes out all of Taka's pride, including his mother, Mufasa is forced to go on this journey that he should have gone on years ago anyways. And along this journey, we meet Sarabi, Zazu, Rafiki, and the whole gang is here together. And we get the whole situation between Taka and Sarabi and Mufasa, but that's not what we're here to discuss. But I do want to tell y'all real quick, for those of y'all who thought that, who were chit-chatting about how Mufasa stole Sarabi from Taka didn't deserve her, first of all, and Sarabi was never his. Okay? Sarabi was never his. Anywho, while they're making this journey to Pride Rock, they are being hunted by Kiros. Okay? I won't tell you why. Watch the movie to find out why. I'm giving you parts of the movie, but not the whole thing, so that you can still enjoy it when you watch it. But they are being hunted by Kiros. So they're on their way to Pride Rock. This is him finally making the journey that he was supposed to make years ago, but was too afraid to make. He's with Sarabi, he's with Zazu, he's with Rafiki, he's with Taka. Okay. Throughout this journey, there are several close calls where Kiros and his team catch up to Mufasa and their crew and almost take them out. But it's Mufasa's quick thinking and the knowledge and wisdom that he learned from growing up with the female lions that saves them each and every time. It's Mufasa who can smell duck flowers on Sarabi's fur from her homeland when she hasn't been in her homeland. Kiros took her homeland out before he came to Taka's homeland, right? Right? Okay, clock it. It was Mufasa who knew to start an elephant stampede. The callbacks are crazy in this movie. Start an elephant stampede in order to slow down Kiros and his team, right? Okay, clock it. It was Mufasa who asked Zazu to uh, knock snow on the ground behind their team to cover up their footprints and their tracks so that Kiros and his team couldn't track them when they were going through the snow. Like, Mufasa is smart as hell. Mufasa is mature as hell. Mufasa is wise as hell. Why? Because he's been hanging out with the female lions all of his life. This entire time, Taka is what? Going along with the flow, trying to build up some courage to talk to Sarabi. And failing in the most hilarious way. So why do I bring up this movie? Eventually they come to Pride Rock, and eventually Kiros catches up to them when they get to Pride Rock. And it is Mufasa who goes on this huge speech to all the animals that live in Pride Rock who have heard about Kiros and how he's been, going and taking out lions and, taking up slaves along his way. Yeah, yeah, very, very, very poignant, right? To where we are right now in society. It was Mufasa who did this whole speech about if we work together, we can take Kiros out and protect our home. Mind you, he just got there. He just got there. What are you talking about? Our home, right? So they end up working together because Mufasa encouraged, motivated, and inspired them to. And all these animals who've been living in this promised land of Pride Rock take Kiros out and his entire team. And now Pride Rock is free and still the promised land, the juicy, filled with greens and water everywhere and grass growing and thriving. But now they don't have to worry about Kiros coming after them. And most of the lions who survived and got away from all the other prides that Kiros has attacked found their way to Pride Rock as well, right? Okay. So after that, everybody's looking around like, you're the reason why we're here. You're the reason why Kiros is gone. You're the reason why we were able to work together and take him and his peoples out. So you should be our king. And this is how Mufasa becomes the king of Pride Rock, right? Everybody is like, you're our king. It's done. You're the reason why we're here. You're the reason why we're alive. And we no longer have to fear being taken out. So the palace is yours, right? Okay. Why do I want to discuss this movie? Why did I bring this up in our very first episode, in our very first chit chat, our very first Sunday reset? Because we are in unprecedented times right now. And who we are as women, who we are as women of color is being attacked, and we are being made to feel othered and like we don't belong. We're being underestimated. But remember, when Taka's father underestimated Mufasa, what did he do? He pushed him to be and live with the female lions. And in doing that, he made Mufasa the biggest, the baddest, the smartest, the wisest lion on the block. And we've seen that throughout history, right? Who is the most educated demographic in this country? Yes. Who is the greatest living entertainer alive right now? Yes. Who is the greatest tennis player of all time? Who is the greatest gymnast of all time? Who was the first African American vice president? Who was the first first lady? Who is a billionaire who had the longest running talk show in all of TV history and is now a billionaire living out her dreams, inspiring and motivating people every day to reach their goals and their dreams? When people underestimate you, you can either take it or you can flip it, learn from it, and step into the queen that you are meant to be. I know these are scary times right now, but throughout history, we have taken the scraps that we were given and turned them into magic, turned them into gold. And we will do so again. Okay? Now, is it fair? Should we have to deal with scraps? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But I want you to be encouraged and inspired and remember who you are. You are a queen. You were put on this earth for a purpose, for a reason. All this noise around you, block it out. Stay informed, okay? But the noise, block it out. Focus on you, your community, your purpose. And I promise you, queen, you will become the biggest, baddest lioness on your block. I'm telling you. Also, are you happy where you are right now? Because you see, Mufasa wasn't happy with Taka and his pride, but he was comfortable. And it wasn't until he finally made the journey to Pride Rock where he found Sarabi, found Rafiki, found his mother at the end of the movie, became king of his own pride. It wasn't until he was willing to become uncomfortable and go after his goals, start the journey of reaching his goals and his dreams, where he was able to find and live his best life. So, are you happy? Or are you comfortable? I'm just saying. We're just having a conversation. But just think about it. Just think about it. Take me, for example. This is a great segue into something else that I want to talk about every week. And it's how does this, what are the real life implications of what we just discussed with Mufasa, right? I grew up homeless. You know this, for the first 17 years of my life. Yes, yes. And so I have the knowledge of being evicted multiple times as I was growing up. Yes, in Cleveland, Ohio, and here now in Southern California. Yes, as a child. So last year, my landlord attempted to evict me from my home. Notice I'm still here though. Okay, clock it. Now, what happened? She wanted me out so that she could give another tenant my unit who was going to pay her more. So she gives me a 30-day notice. I, knowing the laws in the state of California, ask her for a just cause reason. And again, I've been living here for a while, so technically it should be 60-day notice. She refuses, tells me I just have to get out and deal with it. Now, there's been other things that have happened this entire situation, this entire time that I've been living here. We're not going to go on into all of that. Just know that, like Taka's father, she has underestimated me time and time again and othered me time and time again. I am not treated at the same level that the other tenants are treated, right? However, again, she underestimated me. I grew up homeless. I know what you need to do in order to evict someone. And this little 30-day notice was not it. So yes, she did go through and file an eviction case against me. And I filed a case against her in small claims for attempting to evict me. I won both cases. And now I live here for free. Yeah. Yeah. Is it fair that I had to hear from her? It doesn't matter. Is it fair that she tried to kick me to the curb in order to move someone else in my unit? No. Oops. Sorry about that, Queen. My mic cut out. But we're still going to keep going. We're still going to get this killed. We're still going to keep this rolling. So as I was saying, is it fair that I had to go through an eviction process? Absolutely not. Is it fair that I have been otherized and have been made to feel like I wasn't good enough simply for being me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But did I let that stop me? No. Absolutely not. I'm still a boss queen, and I still use the situation, alchemized the situation, turned it into something even better. I'm still living in this place that I love to live in, but now I get to live here for free. You understand me? So things are going to happen all the time, whether it's the political climate, whether it's in your personal life, at work, at home, at the grocery store, at the park, wherever. You're always going to come up against someone who thinks they know who you are, underestimates your true capabilities. But always remember that those that underestimate you are making assumptions of who they think you are, what they think you can do, not actually who you are and what you've been through. You are a queen. You were put on this earth for a reason. Every single part of you handmade and selected. You are powerful. You have a purpose here in this world. So when others come at you with their negativity, their hatred, their greed, remember who you are and why you are here. Block out the noise, focus down on you, your community, and your purpose, and I promise you, Your Majesty, there is nothing that you can't do, nothing that you can't accomplish. No obstacle that you cannot face. The 4B motto is, I am the goddess of my domain. God is the fire that fuels my spirit. And together there is no obstacle that we can't overcome. You are that powerful. Now, I know that this is just a movie. Mufasa is just a movie. And we'll talk about books, and we'll talk about TV shows, movies, and books, and it's fiction a lot of the time. Sometimes we'll talk about pop culture, and big news stories in pop culture and entertainment. But a lot of times it'll be fiction. It'll be if we're talking about pop culture, it'll be a rumor. But there's always lessons that we can find in this fiction, in these rumors, and I like to pull them out and use them to inspire and motivate you to keep going. Even if they underestimate you, that doesn't mean that you are who they say you are. Their opinion of you doesn't matter, because again, they're not informed. They're making these assumptions based off of the way you look, or the way you talk, or where you're from. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you've been through. They haven't seen what you've seen. They don't know what you have already overcome. They don't know the boss that you truly are. And so, does it feel good? No. Is it fair? Absolutely not. But don't you dare, don't you ever let someone else's opinions of you bring you down. You are a queen. You were put on this earth for a reason. Handmade, selected, every single part of you for a reason. You have value, you have purpose, and you have power. Let this be your reminder to step into that and stay grounded and rooted in that. Nothing and no one can stop you unless you allow them to. That's all I want to say. So to recap, you are a queen with a purpose, with value, with power. And no one can stop you unless you allow them to. And two, I want you to really, this is your goal for next week. Decipher whether or not you are happy or comfortable. Because there's a difference, you see? Are you waking up with a smile on your face, thanking the universe, God, whoever it is that you think that you are here to live another day? Are you enjoying your life? When was the last time you did something that brought a smile to your face? When was the last time you spent some time with yourself? Just you, yourself, and you. Do you enjoy where you're working right now? If you're with someone, does that person bring you happiness, joy, peace? Do you like where you live? Or are you comfortable? You're unhappy, but going after what you really want, what will make you happy, is a bit scary. That's your goal for this week. From me, anyways. What else can you work on this week? What else are your goals? What are you working on right now in your life? Are you working on anything right now in your life? I'm actually asking you. Go ahead. Okay. So next week, when we sit down for our weekly call, I'm going to ask you how far along you are. And I'm going to need a report back. Okay, Queen? Because we can't be up here dilly-dallying. Okay? We've got queendoms to run. empires to build, right? Yes, we enjoy the journey of building and running and enjoy our lives. But for the most part, we're not up here dilly-dallying. We got things to do, places to be, people to meet, things to see. You know? Yes, Queen, yes. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and probably head on to the beach today because I did not get a reservation for Disneyland. I am blocked out because it is spring break. So I will probably head to the beach today to hang out, film some content. My goals for this week are to, make it through 75 hard, keep going, film content, post it, post this podcast episode. I want to post a vlog episode on Wednesday. And I've been vlogging every day of 75 hard on TikTok. So not only keeping that going, but upload those to YouTube. And read. I've been getting lots of good sleep because as soon as my head hits the pillow to work out today, yes, I'm not. But I want to squeeze some reading in there, and not nonfiction. I want my fiction, my romance books. I want to read. So 75 hard content and a little bit of me time with some reading. Those are my goals. Well, it's been nice chatting with you, Your Majesty. I am so happy we were finally able to get together and have this conversation, and I hope to do it every Sunday morning. You, me, our goals, our laundry, dishes, meal prepping, whatever it is, I hope you and I get to have this conversation and learn and grow together. Thank you so much for joining me for the very first episode of the Royal Reset podcast. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy to be here. And I will see you next week. Bye.